The wind howled through the trees, carrying with it the first whispers of autumn. Investigator Alex Reynolds stood before the unassuming suburban home, his breath forming misty clouds in the crisp evening air. He had received the call earlier that day, a desperate plea from a family on the brink of madness, claiming their home was besieged by malevolent forces. As a seasoned paranormal investigator, Alex had encountered his fair share of hauntings, but something about the house, a two-story structure with white siding and a neatly manicured lawn, looked ordinary enough. Its cozy facade was at odds with the horrors that supposedly lurked within. Alex adjusted his trench coat and took a deep breath before climbing the porch steps and ringing the doorbell. The door creaked open, revealing a weary-looking woman in her late 30s. Her eyes were red-rimmed from sleepless nights, and she clutched her robe tightly around her. "Detective Reynolds?" she asked, her voice trembling. Alex nodded. "Yes, I'm here to help. You must be Mrs. Mitchell." The woman led Alex into the living room, where the rest of the family sat, huddled together on the couch. Mr. Mitchell, a middle-aged man with a stern expression, sat beside their two teenage children, Sophie and Lucas. "Thank you for coming," Mr. Mitchell said, his voice strained. "We don't know what to do anymore. It's been relentless." Sophie, a quiet girl, the shock of blonde hair, spoke up. "It started a few weeks ago. We heard strange noises coming from the basement at night, whispers, footsteps, and sometimes something else." Lucas, her older brother, added, "Then things got worse. Objects started moving on their own, doors slamming shut, and we've seen things, shadows moving in the dark." Alex took out his notebook and began jotting down their accounts. He had heard similar stories before, but the fear in their eyes was undeniable. "Have you tried to investigate the basement yourselves?" he asked. Mr. Mitchell nodded. "We've gone down there, but it's always freezing cold, even in the summer. And the noises, they're louder in the basement. It's like something is down there, just waiting." Alex knew it was time to see for himself. He made his way to the basement door, which was located off the kitchen. As he descended the stairs, a chill crept over him, and he shivered despite his thick coat. The basement was dimly lit, and the air was heavy with an unnatural stillness. He began his investigation, meticulously checking for signs of a hoax or natural explanations. But nothing could account for the pervasive sense of dread that hung in the air. The temperature dropped further as he descended deeper into the basement, and he could hear faint whispers that seemed to come from nowhere. His flashlight beam landed on an old, dusty bookshelf filled with tattered volumes on the occult and the supernatural. The Mitchells had clearly tried to understand and combat whatever plagued their home. As Alex continued his search, he noticed a peculiar, ornate mirror propped against the wall. The mirror's surface was etched with intricate symbols and strange markings. As he gazed into it, he felt a sudden, powerful wave of nausea and despair wash over him. He quickly averted his eyes, but the image of a shadowy figure lingering in the mirror lingered in his mind. Upstairs, he gathered the Mitchells in the living room. "I've conducted an initial investigation, and it's clear that there is something paranormal happening here," he explained. "I need to conduct a more thorough examination, but I'll need your full cooperation." The family nodded, their faces a mixture of relief and apprehension. Over the next few days, Alex conducted a series of experiments, set up surveillance cameras, and consulted his extensive collection of paranormal literature. The activity in the basement seemed to intensify during the night, with eerie whispers and unsettling shadows captured on camera. Alex could feel a malevolent presence lurking in the shadows, growing stronger with each passing day. One evening, as he reviewed footage in the living room, he heard Sophie's voice echoing down the stairs. "Help me," the voice whimpered, faint and distant. Alex rushed to the basement, where he found Sophie standing before the ornate mirror. Her reflection contorted into a grotesque, nightmarish visage. The mirror seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and Sophie's eyes were filled with terror. Alex pulled Sophie away from the mirror, but it resisted his touch, clinging to the girl with a magnetic force. He struggled to break the mirror's grip, his heart pounding as he realized that it was a conduit for the malevolent entity haunting the house. With a final, desperate effort, Alex shattered the mirror, and a deafening scream filled the air. The basement erupted in chaos as shadows writhed and a powerful gust of wind swept through the room. The entity's presence was expelled, leaving behind an eerie silence. The Mitchells rushed to the basement, their faces a mix of relief and disbelief. The malevolent force that had tormented them was gone, and the basement had returned to its normal, albeit chilly, state. In the days that followed, Alex helped the family cleanse their home of any residual negative energy. The Mitchells moved on, grateful for his assistance but forever marked by the horrors they had endured. Alex, too, left Elmridge behind, haunted by the knowledge that the line between the living and the supernatural was thinner than he had ever imagined. As he drove away from the suburban home, he couldn't help but wonder how many other houses harbored dark secrets and malevolent entities, waiting to be unmasked by those who dared to confront the unknown.